Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. We're all curious about the SEC, you know. Just what are they hoping to achieve? I don't understand what they're aiming at. This article from July of last year seems to explain everything clearly. And now we can confirm their predictions. Things are beginning to line up with this law company and their predictions. It seems to spell out the precise sequence of events that will occur between Ripple and other market participants and exchanges. I'd like to address a comment made on yesterday's video, which implied that I'm starting to have second thoughts about pursuing legal action against Ripple. We must be clear on this. Nowadays, I have more assurance in myself. As this process has progressed, I have become more confident that we are on the right side of the law. How could you not be if you tuned in and listened to the proceedings, and if you witnessed the outcome and the decisions made by both judges? They made a more compelling, comprehensive case. The SEC often came out as buffoonish. It really is that easy. That being said, after 5 years in the industry, I've realized I'm not all that bright. To put it bluntly, I am not Nostradamus. And when you hear someone like Mark Fogel, a former SEC regional director, say things like, well, the SEC, they have a valid court case here, or when you hear people like John Deaton and Jeremy say things like, yeah, we like Ripple's position, but we don't guarantee you they're going to win here, it can be difficult to remain optimistic. There is no telling what might occur. That is not to be taken lightly. That's all there is to it. I'm making an effort to be more mature in my video content by showing rather than telling you how I really feel about things. All I want to say is that. Therefore, we must consider the possible outcomes. I continued to repeat this for a while. The results here are likely to be a bit unpredictable. Overall, I believe that Ripple will win the market. But does that imply they will incur fines? Does that indicate there will be no limits in the future? This is just something to keep in mind as you consider this further. Once we receive the summary judgment, which should be any second now, it may take some time to process everything. I can't wait to hear the verdict from the judge. This article simply says that any time now the SEC could publish an interpretive statement, and that this could be the case. Because this is now the issue, it will assert that all cryptocurrencies fall under the category of security, and it will detail the steps you need to take to register and become compliant. Even when they specifically state that this is a security service, there is no mechanism to do so in a compliance manner, i.e., register, report, etc. That's the really frustrating part. Is the SEC right here? Do we have here securities? No, I doubt it. You're right, but now what are we supposed to do? Do we really want to sit here and waste millions of dollars and years fighting them? Or, if it's a workable solution, maybe the big players like Ripple, Coinbase, and Binance could just cut to the chase and say, fine, we will file your silly reports, we will pay the fees and the money and all that, because they want to make sure they're doing business in a way that keeps them out of the SEC's crosshairs. Of course, not everyone will choose that option now, but I suspect that the bulk of your power players will. There have been numerous rumblings that they are already formulating such announcements and market recommendations. So, if you're reading this, you should probably ask yourself, do I want to leave the United States? Do you wish to remain and assert that you will take the matter to court and file suit against the other party? Sadly, we must disagree with you. These are not a form of security. Or you can comply so that the BlackRocks and the Fidelities can invest in you and list you on their respective platforms. The proverbial carrot is staring you in the face. Even if it's not entirely legit, if we go along with it, we might as well shoot for the stars. Many people will just cooperate if they are in a position to do so. Furthermore, the associated legal liability is substantial. You'll need adequate funding to guarantee that your efforts bear fruit. Without them, I believe that businesses would simply move operations outside the United States to a country with less regulations. Finally, I believe they will approach these exchanges and demand that they register as broker-dealers, just like any other security broker. They'll have a long list of demands. Having monitoring over these platforms is something they have specifically requested. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, requires full trading records before approving any Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF. BlackRock and the rest of the industry must be thinking, what the heck, we'll just register, we'll do whatever you want, just bring us under your umbrella, if they're in such a hurry to submit their applications. They are aware that the time has come, and we are entering a controlled area. It will be difficult, in my opinion, to issue a cryptocurrency as a foreign entity. It will be quite expensive. There will be an excessive number of demands. And unless you're a multinational corporation the size of the United States, you're probably going to pack up and leave. You certainly don't want to be forced to. If you can meet all of these conditions, you may as well start construction in another country and hope that the SEC and US rules loosen up in the future. It causes far too much trouble to bother with. The total cryptocurrency landscape is likely to shrink dramatically if you are a US investor using a US-based platform. It's not like there's going to be a plethora of different cryptocurrencies to choose from. That's not how it's going to work out. There will be a culling to a few dominant players, those with the resources to enter SEC's version of compliance, and everyone else will just pack up and leave. What exactly are we going to gain as cryptocurrency investors? Major entrepreneurs, large-scale projects, and even Bitcoin will benefit from the influx of funds brought on by the registration of cryptocurrency exchanges. The impact will be monumental. Big things are in store for this. Although I disagree with the SEC, I believe this is how things will ultimately unfold as the government will not intervene. They are in a position to say, you know what? The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, must take this action, not us. Someone needs to keep an eye on this area of the Treasury. Not happening on their end. Therefore, the SEC will storm in, armed to the teeth, and just seize control of the market. Indeed, I believe that to be Gary Gensler's ultimate goal. What happens next in the Ripple case should be fascinating. If Ripple were to completely overpower and defeat them, they would still claim that the situation was unique. Perhaps XRP is not a security, but almost everything else is, and resisting it would be too laborious and time-consuming. If given the chance, I believe they will cooperate. Leave your thoughts in the comments. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. See you later, bye.